morning, the herd. Good morning, everybody who is watching this video all around the world, which is fantastic, frankly. Here in Scotland, it's summertime, and it has been for the last couple of weeks, which is really strange because normally in Scotland, summer is a Wednesday. Anyway, here's what's coming up in today's episode of the Hoof GP.
This cow's wooden block seems to be overgrown, I wave around a white tube of glue, and we look at a cow with a problem hidden in plain sight.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
It is honestly spectacular right now. The weather here is beautiful. It's about 20 degrees C, which in Scotland is pretty hot because it's a really humid climate here. So we've been barbecuing and spending loads of time with family, which is just genuinely awesome. Anyway, we are away to farm, just about a mile and a half away. So I'll see you there. Just like, well, I suppose actually it's not there now, is it? Because I'm here. But you know what I mean. Anyway, look, consistent and constant investment. That's pretty much the way farms are around the world. These are not cheap places to run, but they need to expand to cater for the growing population around the world, quite frankly. Anywho, we have about 15 cows here and 2 bulls to do, so we shouldn't be too long. But we will be if I don't do any work. So I best get at it. Left a bit, left a bit, left a bit, forward a bit, forward a bit, forward a bit. You see, it's all about delegation and really helping out. Come on a wee bit, come on. I don't want to get in the way as well, you know. Off camera, we've just had to figure out basically a new way to put the cows through the crush in a different direction because of the improvements that are going on. We're constantly at farms having to come up with different ways of doing things because of the constant investment and things changing. But luckily, Craig swings both ways, so he was able to put the crush to the right this time. So thanks, Craig. Anyway, hey look, I've got something special. What do you think this is? Well, if you're not sure what it is, you'll find out probably by the end of this video. Oh, we would be totally lost without string or baler twine, as you might call it, somewhere else. Right, as Kev Boy says.
Ready for cows?
17 cows, and apparently there's a couple of bulls as well, so hopefully they'll be along soon. We're getting on really well, to be totally frank. One cow's needed a block, which wasn't actually lame, it was more of a... Do you need a block just to make you more comfortable? Yeah, you do. We'll put a block on. It's more of that than a real lameness issue. But this cow has been lame. I'm actually not sure in what way she's been lame, but she's definitely been lame because the farmer has put a block on to save her from any pain. But the block doesn't look quite right. So clearly there's been a problem here, one that I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, and the dairyman's applied this block. The only problem is this block is much, much larger than this outer claw. There's a real overhang here, meaning that she won't be walking on it properly. We didn't actually see her walking into the crush, but I can just about guarantee she's not walking well on that. So we need to trim up this block, which is probably a first for you guys.
It may seem a strange thing to say, but we need to think of these blocks that we apply pretty much as cows' feet. If a cow's foot was so unlevel and elongated as this block was, then she would be seriously uncomfortable. We need to make sure that they are level and not beveling side to side, or overhanging.
Right, now that's done, we are going to just double check what the problem is. And the way we're going to do that is by feeling around the hoof and doing what they might call a search cut. Basically skimming off the top surface of the hoof. And I do mean skimming, not even a millimetre, not even half a millimetre, literally just enough to clean it off to see what the problem is or has been.
Because I know this farm, I know that the dairyman, the guy who looks after these feet when I'm not here, is very good at hoof trimming. So I'm fairly confident that this will be well on the route to recovery, but I need to make sure there are no cracks or any problems that will make this problem reoccur.
Turns out the whole of the claw was actually tipping in slightly, which is no use whatsoever, which is why I ended up doing more than I said I was just about to. It's looking pretty good though. So now we've finished skimming off the top layers of this hoof horn and levelled up that tipping inwards and done a little search cut on the toe. We're scraping out the axial wall, and this is where the problem has been. These are notoriously hard problems to fix, and Graham, the dairyman here, has completely fixed it. So yeah, well done Graham if you're watching this. Impressive. All we've done is tidy this up so that she's walking beautifully, and that's her done. After a few more cows, we're back to a cow that does definitely have a problem. See if you can see what it is. Let's give you a chance though. Here's a full 360 of the foot. Can you see it? Hopefully you can. Under here, she has an ulcer lurking right there. Yeah, that's more obvious, isn't it?
Sole ulcers are one of the most common clawhorn lesions that cows suffer from. These days though, we are seeing less and less because more and more farmers right across the world are doing everything they can to prevent these problems from ever happening. Cows are supposed to walk on soft ground, just like easy fix rubber mats, but when they walk on concrete floors, their feet just can't absorb the impact. And that is when sole ulcers like the one we're beginning to see right now start to affect these cows. I need to trim as close to this ulcer as I possibly can without cutting into the raw tissue, which would cause her pain and actually impede the problem from ever healing.
So now I'm going to start the careful process of trimming round about this ulcer, all the while desperately trying not to cut into it or to make it bleed any more than it already is of its own accord. You can see me here using my fingers sometimes to even pull little pieces of hoof horn out of the way before snipping them off with a knife. And now that that process is done, just look at how cute this ulcer is. Although it's weird. I'm impressed with how perfect this ulcer is, but at the same time, I don't want it to be there. Just look from this angle, you can see it sticking right up.
I've obviously lowered the area around the ulcer as much as I possibly can, but when raw tissue is protruding from a cow's foot like this, there's no way we can get enough weight away from that area to make her pain-free and begin the healing process, which is why we're applying a block. It must seem like we just apply blocks consistently and constantly all the time, but they really do make a massive difference to the comfort of these cows.
That's right, it's green glue in that there tube. So I should probably explain that, shouldn't I? Clearly the green glue is not Bovibond. I decided to end the partnership with Bovibond a few months ago. I've still been using it because it genuinely is really good glue, there's no doubt about it. But for reasons I don't really want to go into, I felt it was best to end the partnership. They did want to continue and they were a great company to work with for the last few years, but I kind of wanted to do something else. And this is that something else. I've been working with a very special company to produce a new glue that sets harder, slightly faster, and is 100% predictable. It's the same every single time you put it on, which is exactly what I as a hoof trimmer want. It's not a revolution. This isn't like an entirely new product. Well, no, it is an entirely new product, but it's not an entirely new concept. It's still glue that glues on blocks, but it does it beautifully. It really, really does. It's just the same every single time, and it's taken quite a long time to get to that point. As Craig just finishes that off by spraying it with iodine, I'll explain a little more. So it's always been a dream of mine to create products in the Hoof GP name and the Graham Parker name, and to try and create them economically, but still make sure that they're the best they possibly can be. After months and months of development, this glue is there and it's pretty much ready to launch. The glue you've just seen me use actually isn't the right colour, believe it or not, because we're still using that up. But we do have a beautifully bright green glue coming soon. The label's all done, everything's done. Yeah, we're launching around 40 countries around the world, all at the same time. So I can't wait to tell you its name, to show you a little bit more detail, and to get it in some of your guys' hands across the world. Getting products that are the best in their field, but at a good price that isn't like crazy high or anything like that, that is economical to everybody, is something I've been really wanting to deliver. And with the company I've worked with on this, we've been able to deliver it. Anyway, Craig is now trimming up the back right hoof on that cow, because Craig is a machine and he's fantastic at his job, and I don't have to ask him to do things. I think he just heard me saying nice things. Did you hear that?
Yeah, but it was all true.
Hashtag delusional. He is actually really good at his job. It's weird. It just feels strange telling him that.
This morning has so clear a light as any to see the horizon and the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face,
And just like that, we are all packed up. The cows have been trimmed and we're ready to load up to get to the next farm, which is always a real team effort for me. I really like to get involved and to help as much as I possibly can, because the crush is such a heavy item to move around. To ask the boys to move it around by themselves without me really helping would just be a selfish thing to do. And it's just not the kind of boss that I am.
well, something's gotta give.